Hello, friends and children. Welcome to Home Tutor. This is your personal teacher, Nepa Nipin. Let's go to the topic that we have to discuss today. In 8th standard civics, chapter 1, we study about the Indian Constitution. This is part 2, and here we'll be discussing about the purpose of Constitution. Most of the countries have their own constitution. All democratic countries have a constitution. So that don't misunderstand that all countries which have a constitution will be a democratic. It is not necessary that all countries that have a constitution are democratic. So what is a democracy? It is a form of government in which the supreme power is vested in the power of the that is in the hand of the people, or it will be vested in the people collectively and is administered by representatives of the people. The constitution, that is a law of the land, has different purposes. The constitution tells us about the country we live in, the features of the country a citizen should live peacefully, and the fundamental or primary nature of the society we live in. A country is made up of different type of people who shares a common belief or sometimes a different one. And it is not necessary that they may agree on all issues. So, here the Constitution acts as a set of rules and principles that all persons in a country follow or agree. And this common agreement is for smooth governance of the country. The Constitution not only includes type of government but also an agreement on certain ideals that the country should uphold or maintain for the welfare of the society, for the welfare of the people. So let us try to understand what is meant by constitution with the help of two different situations or opposite situation in the recent history of Nepal. Nepal is a country in the northern border of India where the Mount Everest is located. Nepal was under monarchical rule under a king till recent times. The Constitution of Nepal, adopted in 1990, it says that the final authority of power vests in the hand of king. A people's movement in Nepal fought against the supremacy of king for several decades and for establishing democracy, and finally in 2006 they succeeded in putting an end to the power of the king. After this, the people of Nepal rewrite the constitution because the existing constitution did not emphasize the ideas of the country that the people wanted. As we discussed earlier about the football game, a change in the constitutive rule will change the game altogether, that is, in a whole. Likewise, in Nepal, when they move from a monarchical form of government to a democratic form of government, they need to change all its constitutive rules in order to safeguard or protect a new society, which is following democracy. So, for this, the people of Nepal started to write a new constitution for their country. Then, the second important purpose of a constitution is to give details about the nature of the country's political system. For example, in earlier time, the constitution of Nepal stated that the country was to be ruled by the king and his ministers. But in democratic form of countries, the constitution plays a crucial role in laying out certain important guidelines for governing the decision making of the society. So here also, in order to make some decisions in the society or in order to rule the country properly, where a democratic principle is following, like now in Nepal, they should definitely need a constitution which should be rewritten according to the democratic policies. So a country like Nepal have witnessed a number of people's struggle for democracy. You already know that Nepal was under a monarchical rule, and in order to abolish the monarchical rule and to bring democracy, there had a lot of people struggle in Nepal. In 1990, Nepal saw a people struggle, and after the struggle, they have decided to follow democratic principles, and it lasted for 12 years until 2002. So they have run a democratic form of government for 12 years till 2002 successfully. And after that, in October 2002, King Gyanendra have I don't know whether he have pretended or whether there was an actual act of Maoist. But in 2002, what happened is that King Gyanendra cited that there is a Maoist attack and uprising in the countryside, and in order to restrict Maoist, he want to take back his power and rule. So finally, with the help of his military and after getting assistance from his army, he took back the power of Nepal again and restricted all the democratic activities in the country. Finally, on February 2005, the king themselves, that is King Gyanendra, he himself took over the power of Nepal and become the head of the government. Around 9 months after February 2005, King Gyanendra ruled Nepal, and in November 2005, Maoists joined with other political parties to sign a 12-point agreement. So, after signing this agreement, a larger public they returned to democracy and to a peaceful situation. In 2006, this people movement for democracy again began gaining immense or huge force and power. It repeatedly refused the small concessions that the king made. So the king started to give more concessions than before for safeguarding his rule and to get his power back. But the people doesn't gave ears to it, and they wanted a complete democracy in their country. Finally, in April 2006, a third party, sorry, a third parliament was again formed because we already know that in 1990 the people started a struggle and they have brought a first form of government in Nepal. Then again after that the people again form a government in 2005, and after this is a third parliament that is in 2006 April. So the king again gave the right to restore or regain another parliament, that is the third parliament, and asked the political parties to form a government according to the democratic principles. Finally, in 2007, Nepal adopted an interim constitution, that is a temporary constitution. The above photos show scenes from the People's Movement for Democracy in 2006. So I'm concluding this session now, and the continuation of this chapter, like important points like features of the constitution, federalism, secularism, socialism, etc., will be discussed in coming videos or parts. So please watch, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.